it might be the thing holding me back from, I guess, getting a following, like actually getting success. I just make videos that I want to make. Like, who's gonna watch this podcast, dude? Who am I? I'm Michael Bake. Who the heck knows Michael Bake on the internet? You guys don't know. Is there even a you guys right now? We're back once again, episode 2, with just James and I. The first episode was me talking about myself for a whole 55 minutes, and time just went by like that. But now it's time to talk about the actual guest. I guess, yeah, the actual guest of this first episode. I guess I did need like an episode to talk about myself, because this is like the first ever
intro. You need an intro, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like an introduction of me, and then now we're talking about James, and hopefully in the future, other guests, I'll talk about less about myself, more about the guests. But all right, James Lucero, take it away. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'm really awkward, so this will be fun, right?
I was born at a very young age.
Yeah, I was born at a very... No. Okay, so he started off talking about his job, so I think I'll probably just do the same. So I got my first job around September 1st of 2022. It was really weird, because I was looking for a job, and all the companies I applied for, like, they said no, or they didn't reply back. But the company that I'm currently working for, I didn't apply to them. They reached out to me, and I was very confused, because I'm wondering, hey, I don't remember this company like at all. Why did I get an invitation from them? And so I don't know. I ended up being interviewed by them and getting accepted by them. So I don't know. That was my first job, and so I've been working there for like 7 months now. Coming up on 7 months. I'm still planning on working there for a little bit longer. I was gonna give this company a year essentially until I decide whether or not to stay or to go, or at least look for different opportunities. That's what I just decided, just for resume's sake, if anything. So your company was called, I forgot already. I'm sorry, Arvis.
There's a water bottle, Arbitech.
Arbitech. So
yeah,
I don't know if I should name my company.
I mean, I signed, actually on my first day at Arbitech, I signed contracts that were like, oh, if you slander Arbitech at like 2 years, like within 2 years, then we can sue you. And I'm like, all right, I'm signing it. I want the job. Yeah. So I'm not talking bad about Arbitech, so I'm good. So,
yeah, I don't think you did.
I don't know what you signed though. So
I do. Okay, so I think from what I remember signing is that any programs or stuff that I make that is like intellectual property belongs to the company I work for. So I'm gonna be careful about that if I do want to bring anything back with me if I jump out. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure there is somewhere a clause saying that I can't badmouth them, but I don't know. I don't think so. Not to my memory, at least. I mean, the company there is good. It's a QA company. They do like quality assurance for computer software essentially. So we're contracted by other companies to test their software essentially, and then we tell them, hey, your shit's not working, and so, oh, okay, and then they try and fix it, and then they give back software to us, and we say, hey, your shit's still not working. So, oh, we thought we fixed it, and then there's a big back and forth. It's interesting, it's annoying, but it is what it is, because I mean, some of the softwares that you guys have today, I'm sure they went through extensive QA, otherwise, you know, they'd probably be super buggy. I mean, there are some things that are really buggy, and they probably didn't have as much QA or like quality assurance that they should have, basically, or they just didn't care. There's a whole like process between building software and things like that, and I know for sure with engineering and that type of stuff, there's always like things you need to fall back on, and it's not any different from software. So QA is a fairly important thing, but it's something that is also very lacking in just software development. But that is what our company specializes in. We have several different contractors, and I've seen many different products. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Thrive Market or like other. I guess technically one of our contractors is Ticketmaster too. So, and there's been some events with Ticketmaster that were kind of interesting, and I don't think I will get into that because, well, I don't know what the legality of the things that are happening there, but whatever. It's interesting because we have these different contracts, different softwares, and we look at them and say, hey, this stuff's working according to your requirements, this stuff is not. But yeah, it's interesting. So my position there, we call it this will give away what kind of company what the company is a little bit. They call it like squash, basically. So that's kind of like learning position, I guess. So for the first 3 months, you're supposed to be technically learning while also doing work for the higher positions up in the company. And so they'll give you like smaller tasks that people who are just coming in can learn and do pretty easily. And so while learning about those tasks, you should also be learning different softwares, and I guess technically different languages as well, because we work with automation as well, which is like automating tests basically for different softwares, and that's actually pretty interesting. But so first 3 months of that is like learning and stuff, and then the next 3 months is like you start getting like reviewed and checked in on, and technically you should still be learning, but at that point you should be getting to a point in which you like really understand the process and all of the things like that. And then after 6 months, they take a look at you and say, okay, we want to keep you. We'll see if we can keep you, get you into a position in which you're like actually working directly with the contracted companies and stuff. Because technically, we're working with our with people in our company who then work with who work directly with the other contractors. So then they want to try and put you in that position, and that's currently where I'm at right now. It's interesting. So I'm hoping that that'll happen eventually soon. We'll see. It's Michael said he had a 9 to 5. I mean, I guess technically your hours were 9 to 5, but yeah, I guess mine's a 9 to 5 too, but I guess mine's a 9 to 6 because they don't include lunch as part of it. I mean, it's whatever, but it's just like a standard corporate job. I think I go into the office 3 days out of 5, which is nice. I think you went every day, didn't you? Mm-hmm. That must have sucked. I'm so sorry. Yeah. It's really nice having like Monday and Friday be like at home, because I mean technically it's just software, so I could do that all at home. I'm sure you could have done everything at home too, technically. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's interesting. During COVID, our company like had that policy of like staying at home because you had to. But I think now they're trying to push back and like make it so that employees have to come into the office. And I guess I don't know, it's not too far from my house, luckily, so I don't mind too much. But it's still like I kind of wish I could be home. But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting being a corporate worker and everything, because like Michael said, it's like school trains you for it, and I guess I did. I have a computer science, a BS in computer science from Cal Poly Pomona, so I guess technically I am doing something computer related, and it's, I mean, it's very little. Well, not very little, but like I'm only applying a little bit of what I'm actually learning in school. But I guess the discipline of like waking up at a certain time, going into the office, being told exactly what to do and how to do it, and then that type of thing. I guess because of schooling and education, we've gotten really good at that. I'm no exception to that, and I don't know. It's just work at this point. For me, school got replaced by work essentially. So now instead of going to school, I'm going to work, and I guess instead of doing schoolwork, I'm getting paid to do like QA work. So I don't know. It's weird how the transition seems almost smooth, and I guess like Michael has been kind of implying that it's just kind of how it works. It does work, and it's just kind of how things flow, to be honest. I guess if you do go to school, go to college, and go through things like that. If you're okay with it, is it okay if I touch on my opinion of the business, being a business owner and stuff?
Yeah, man.
I'm really not too familiar with it, and I guess I don't know. It is interesting when you talked about it, because I don't know if I really would ever have that drive to be able to like push through like an eating shit phase, and then like actually making a product and like promoting it and then selling it. I think if anything, I'd probably be able to help someone do that, but I don't think I personally have that drive to start something, because I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'll help someone do that if they really needed it, and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll help you with as much as you want, because I think that's more fun, helping someone else do something. But starting my own stuff, I don't know. I don't have that drive. I mean, I guess I can try and make that drive. It's weird for me, because I'd rather support someone than do it myself. It's like I I don't know if you guys, well, I'm sure you guys don't know this, but I play tennis fairly often. So Michael's into running and I'm into tennis really. So I've been playing tennis like most of my life. And I mean, in tennis, there's a singles game and there's a doubles game. And I absolutely love doubles because, I don't know, I like being able to have a partner and being able to, well, I don't know if I could say I'm supporting them, but I'm basically doing my best to help them win because I don't really care if I win. I just want to have fun. And it's like so much more fun playing with someone against another group compared to singles when you're just playing by yourself, and it's all like there's a whole physical game, there's a whole mental game. It's very taxing and very annoying, and I'm always more irritated at myself in singles because in doubles, if I miss something, I feel bad, but then I'm like, okay, we'll do better on the next one. But in singles, if I miss, I'm like, fuck. Like I really just want to like, God, it's I don't know, it's a heavily mental thing sometimes in singles, and it always falls back on the idea for me that I'm okay with like losing, to be honest, in singles because I don't really care. But when I'm playing with someone, it's like, okay, I want them to win, so I'm gonna get you guys to win. I'm gonna play my best. And I think that same type of mentality just works throughout my like, I guess, work life and personal life. I'd rather like support someone, like I've been saying, instead of like do my own thing. And I don't know if that's just the way I'm built, because I don't know if anyone else is like that. I think that's just me, to be honest. But I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, going to corporate's interesting. I don't know if I see myself continuing it. I think, to be honest, like I've been saying, I don't know if I really can do business stuff, to be honest. But I don't know.
There was someone so I was watching the Amazon FBA tutorial, and one of the stories so the guy who's teaching everyone the Amazon FBA, he has like a student, and that student was a tennis player, and he actually, on Amazon FBA, he sold his own tennis grip, and he also sold his own, I guess, shockers.
Yeah, dampeners.
So, yeah, dampeners. So he actually, I actually watched a video about his story, and I guess he was first starting off because I think he talked about his first year in Amazon FBA. Well, the nut butter guy who was like the teacher, he's been at it for like a decade basically. But yeah, apparently, yeah. And this guy did eat shit. He did make some mistakes, like financial mistakes, but that's the whole reality. So yeah, but I mean, if anything, I was like, oh, like when I saw that guy's story, I was like, oh, James Cicero, he's,
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know, selling stuff for tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know how it is for other sports. So actually, I do know for even for tennis, there's like if you play tennis, you're really into it, then you would like know a lot about your equipment and stuff. Like you would know about the rackets, the tennis balls you play with, like the different things you'd use, and especially the racket. I'm sure with other sports, like with baseball, you have like very specific baseball or bats that you want to use, very specific like specs to each thing. Even like any sport, I'm sure has that like those specialized specialized things for the different equipment that you use for that game. And it's like, I'm sure the people who are really into it like have that like love or interest in like trying to get the thing that works best for them. And I guess for me it's been weird because I don't particularly care. I guess I do have a favorite racket that I use, but it's fine if I use other ones, and I don't know, because like there's so many things that you can do to modify a racket basically. So there's like for a racket, there's the strings, right, and then there's the different ounces to the racket. There's the head size, because there's like 95 square inches, like 100 square inches, and I think normally it's like always 98 square inches. So that's just the size of the
netting.
Yeah, the
area of
the size of the area of the netting, like you said. Yeah. And then the racket itself could have different weights, which if it's heavier, you're gonna get more power, but it's heavier, so it's gonna be probably a bit harder to swing. If it's lighter, you can like really use the wrist and to get more motion or things like that. Basically, there's a lot of different modifications you can have to your rackets. For me, I don't really care as long as it works, right? But it's like I don't know. I know that pisses some people off because like you should have like a certain setup for everything. And so since I don't particularly care, I don't know if I could really make like a business around tennis, because like since I don't care, I don't know how to like cater to people who do, because I'm like, I just use it because it works, right? But then like they say no, it has to be a certain weight, it has to be a certain angle, certain like string pattern, has to be a certain like type of string, and I'm like, if it works, it works, right? So I don't know. It's like being able to make a business around something that you don't really care too much about is not really the best idea in my opinion. I mean, I love tennis, but it's like the thing, being able to like truly like sell or talk about or like explain any of the things that are happening with the equipment you use in tennis, I don't think I'd be able to do that. I understand the mechanics of tennis and how to like do certain shots, like how to serve and the different things you can do in tennis, but like the actual equipment, I don't know anything about. So then making a business about that probably doesn't work, because you were talking about making your own shoe. You know a lot about it. That's what it seemed like, at least. You know like a lot about it. Even though you said you were gonna research more and stuff, more into it. It looks. I think you have a good basis in it. I don't know that much about tennis rackets and that equipment and dampeners. I know that they work and I know what they do, but I couldn't tell you like. I couldn't really get into the like what the differences do, to be honest. I could make conjectures and try and make assumptions about what it actually can do, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not too passionate regarding that part of tennis, and so it's like making a business with it is just unfeasible for me. And I know for you have a passion regarding, or at least it seems like you had a passion regarding those open-toed shoes, right? Because you found something. I want to say it changed your life. I'm not too sure. I feel like because you still said you had the shin splints, right? Yeah. But it's definitely gotten better, right? So some things at least change, and it's changed enough for you to actually consider making a business. I don't know if I have anything like that, my dude. I don't know if I have anything, because technically, other than work. I mean, I guess I play tennis a lot. Then that's pretty much it. Yeah. So it's like, I don't really know. I mean, there are some things that I am semi-passionate about, but I don't know if I could sell that. Because I don't think I could sell, like, information about manga to people. So I don't know if that's something I can, like, make a business about. I don't know. Like, in trying to make a business, I think that's a highly commendable thing. And then being able to get through that eating shit phase, very impressive you were able to do that. I guess something that I did want to ask, another one, is do you know if there's a stat regarding all the all the business owners? Yeah, business owners. Yeah. Like the because I'm sure even though you make it past the eating shit phase, like, oh, actually no, it's more like, are there some business owners that never make it past the eating shit phase? Because I can imagine there are some products that will not work. And sometimes you have one of those products and you just don't know until you realize I've been eating shit for way too long. Were there like stories or things like that? I mean, not to put a damper on what you're doing, because I don't want to, or what anyone else is doing, but there are times in which you kind of have to realize it's like, well, this just won't work. I gotta move on. So I guess that is part of making mistakes. But I guess, were there like instances in which projects just didn't work, and then you were like, I guess what do you learn from that when you do realize something just doesn't work?
All the time. Businesses fail all the time. So, for example, Josh Romeo, who's a YouTuber, he said he had like 5 YouTube channels before his 6th one, or this was his 5th YouTube channel that finally made it. And he also tried day trading at some point, and he just fell off with that. He didn't keep going. So, but yeah, eventually he found his YouTube business, and like, I guess, a YouTube channel, and that finally worked for him. So all the time, like, a lot of entrepreneurs have to just fail. Like, oh, they try this business and it didn't work. Well, we can try something else, or we can try a different version of that business,
a different approach. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, if you have a product and it flops, then okay, well, it flops, let me try a different product, or let me try doing something else. Like, oh, because there's more than just selling a product. There's selling a service.
Yeah.
Or there's, something called copywriting or freelancing, or et cetera, et cetera. So Amazon FBA is just something I've looked into, just because it's similar to what I've been doing right now. It's just reselling books. I guess retail arbitrage is different than, I guess in this case, just sales, like selling a product. Those are different business models, but I guess they're similar in the sense that you are selling things. But Yeah, it happens all the time. Like people fail, businesses fail. Yeah, some people, a lot of the times actually, a lot of people just don't get out of eating shit. So they either pivot, or they give up, or they keep trying and it works eventually, or they try something else. So yeah, that's just the whole reality of,
being a business owner. So then for business owners, you literally have to keep trying until you break through.
Yeah, you can't give up.
Okay.
The main thing is you don't give up, man.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah, you put in the work and you don't be lazy. Like you would have to work harder than someone who just works like a job for someone,
Okay. So then, yeah, I guess you were talking about how even though part of that eating shit phase is making mistakes and stuff like that, but so it sounds like another thing that I'm getting from this is that you have to be really flexible in what you're doing as a business owner, right?
Exactly.
So if something doesn't work, you have to be able to move and adapt and then change your business model or your business product or whatever it is that you're doing, right? So it's impossible I guess it's not impossible, but it sounds like it's not very likely that the first product you'll have will be the one that works, right?
Depends. It really depends, because I guess the example I mentioned earlier, that guy with the bartender cards, pretty sure that was his first product, but because he had a TikTok following, boom, it like blew up. So it really depends how you do it. Like for example, the tennis guy, one mistake he made was actually not taking TikTok or social media seriously, promoting it. He kind of just like, no, it was not the tennis guy. It was actually a different guy who had tea. He was selling tea. So not the tennis guy, but a different guy. He was selling high caffeine tea, and he did make a TikTok, but he had like very little followers, and he didn't take it completely seriously. Because of that, he missed out on a lot of just sales. So, and the teacher, the nut butter teacher guy, he said day one is the most important day. You have to get as much traffic as you can day one, because then Amazon will move it up the search, because people search for your product. So actually that's a common theme among having any success in any social media, whether social media or just any website, just that has an algorithm, I guess. Like I saw advice for how to be a good YouTuber. The advice I hear is YouTube is a search engine. People will search up videos that they want to see. And then same thing with TikTok SEO or search engine optimization. TikTok is a search engine. That's another advice. And same thing, Amazon is a search engine. So yeah, so what was the question again?
I mean, okay, like I asked,
the first product. Yeah. So yeah, as long as you do things correctly.
Yeah, sometimes it works out. So then in the but then in the event that, because I know that there are some people who have this idea, and of course they're gonna like give their all for this idea, but then if it doesn't work, do you think that it really is the best option for them to pivot away from it, or do you think they should really keep trying and trying to push the one thing that, even though it didn't work, maybe something else, if they just change one little thing? Is there like anything regarding that, or you just have to try things?
Just it depends, man. I guess if I were to think of like YouTube, if you keep trying your YouTube channel, I heard this guy, I believe his name is Nick Nimmons, and he uploaded actually a YouTube short, I think yesterday. He was like, oh, you might be one video away from blowing up. And honestly, I literally saw that happen to someone yesterday, this guy named Rizz. And his editing and storytelling, he's such a small channel, he's very underrated, and I want my level of content creation to be his level. But he was like only like 1,000 subs, but his content creation, his storytelling is like almost Mr. Beast level. Like, well, okay, I guess Mr. Beast level is like pretty high up there, but like it's really good. His videos are really good, Rizz. But he made a video. There's this guy who his whole, I guess, purpose in life is like optimizing his health, like everything, like his hair health, his eye health, and he's like, he has a healthy diet, he has a healthy exercise, he's doing like red light therapy, and he's doing like his whole life is dedicated around health. And he's like in his 40s, but he's saying, like, he's claiming that he's reducing his epigenetic age, or he's aging as slow as possible, because he's just optimizing everything, like his diet. He's vegan, right? His diet, just everything. So this guy Rizz, he made a video about, oh, I'm gonna try living like this guy for I guess 30 days or whatever. And I remember watching that video when it came out on my subscription, and I was like, oh, that was a really good video. And you know, he had like a few hundred views and he was at like 1,000 subs. Randomly yesterday I was like, oh, let me look up Rizz, or let me look up his channel, and then 13k subs. I was like, 13k? I remember it being like 1k. I went back to the video and it was like 700,000 views. So I was like, whoa, that guy blew up. So Nick Nimmons was right. You might be one video away from just boom, blowing up. Although Riz's content is really good. Like his storytelling is another, like, it's at another level. I don't know where he learned that. He's like our age, maybe like late 20s, I'd say.
Geez.
He's probably like, if I were to guess his age, he's probably late mid 20s. And I'm like, where the heck did you learn how to do this? Like, I don't know. I don't know where, I don't know how, but he just did, and his videos are amazing. And yeah, that video blew up, and more of his videos will blow up. So yeah, I forgot the question was again, but
it's fine.
Oh yeah, pivoting, or I guess that's situational. If you, you know, if it's a YouTube channel and you keep trying, and you know, then eventually you'll make it. Like giving up, the easiest way to not be successful is to give up, right? So if you give up, then you know you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, even though technically if you don't take the shot you didn't really miss it. But
okay,
like,
we get it.
Yeah. Even though that
that.
grammatically or practically doesn't make sense, that sentence, yeah, you miss 100% of shots you don't take, right? So
interesting. Yeah.
Or the shot isn't made if you don't take it in the first place, I guess. I think that's probably a better way to say it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, situational, circumstance, just really depends on where you're at, I guess. I don't know. I just think it's interesting because you don't really know what is the right move until you've made it, right? So it's like,
exactly.
I'm at a crossroads, but then whether to continue or to pivot. And then until you make that choice, and then you look back, so yeah, that was the right choice. It's like, I fucked up. It's either one of the two, and I guess you won't know until you take a step, take a leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
So maybe then I really do gotta make a business, and then that's my leap of faith, and we'll see what happens. But no, we'll see. I don't know. You never know what this life has in store for you, right?
Right.
I guess so.
You might you might be a professional tennis player, dude. You might become the next Serena Williams, next Rafael Nadal.
There are some professionals that do start fairly late. I think John Isner, is that he won? Because he finished up college and then he became professional.
Dang.
So yeah, I don't know. I believe. Well, actually, I'm not too sure about the lore of his history, bro. There's some of the people I play with. They know so much about like the tennis history and stuff, and I'm like, huh? What are you guys talking about? Like they talk about all the like fancy greats and like their last what tournament like this guy won, and then like who you played against, and, like everything about it. I'm like, huh? I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I just want to play tennis. It's like, oh gosh. So I don't know if that means I'm not as passionate about tennis as I am, or I just don't care and I just want to play. I don't know. It's interesting to me, but I don't know. Is there anything let's see. Is there anything? Oh, I guess for you it would be editing that you're like super passionate about. But then is there a side to editing that you just don't care about?
I mean, dude. That I don't care about?
Yeah, because for me, I want to play tennis. I could care less about the specs of my racket or like the history of tennis. I could care less. I just want to play. But for you, I don't know how many sides of editing there are, but is there anything that you would say, I don't care for sure?
Actually, kind of it might be the thing holding me back from, I guess, getting a follow, like actually getting success in YouTube is the kind of content I'm making. I don't care, or I don't care about, you know, like the advice is YouTube is a search engine. You should be making videos that people will search up. Like you should be making ideas that you know people will want to see. But I just make videos that I want to make. Yeah. Like who's gonna watch this podcast, dude? Who am I? I'm Michael Bake. Who the heck knows Michael Bake on the internet? You know, but like in Buena Park, okay, some people know Michael Bake. You know, in Irvine and Fullerton, okay, some people know Michael Bake. But on the whole internet, who the heck cares about James Lucero or Michael Bake? I guess as of right now, who knows what will happen in the future?
True, I guess.
Like if you become pro, like you're basically an entrepreneur if you become a pro tennis player because you're your own brand.
Yeah, technically
you get sponsored.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but again, who cares about this? Like, I want to make this podcast because I just want to make it. I have some friends in mind to be guests, and even then, who are they? Like, you guys don't know. Is there even a you guys right now? Like, is it just me? Like, again, it's just me and you. So, what I don't care, I guess, on editing, not really editing, like just content creation in general, is actually making videos, like putting in the engineering, putting in the research of like, oh, I need to make a how to be vegan video because people are going to search up veganism. I just want to make videos that I care about.
Yeah.
Just ideas on my own. More so rather than reverse engineering. I don't really care about the reverse engineering aspect, even though that is what you should be caring about if you want to be successful. I'm kind of just making the video, putting it on, and then seeing what happens to it. Like, I guess feeding things into the black box rather than opening the box, looking at it, and then feeding things, you know? So I'm just feeding it. I don't really care. So that's the I don't care side. Obviously, editing can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but that's just
Could imagine,
I think that's everything. Everything has pain in the ass things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think it's like there's a point in there in focusing in what you care about, right? So like for me, I'm really focusing on like playing tennis, and that's what I actually care about. And there's something really freeing about focusing only on what I care about regarding tennis. Because yeah, if I want to be better, I could really look into the specs of rackets and strings and stuff like that. But for me, that just kind of like, I think that just brings me down. Like, I don't want to think about that. And because I don't want to think about that, even because I want to focus on what I care about, I have like more freedom regarding tennis, because I'm not like too bound by like the tennis rackets, the strings and stuff like that. I'm not too like focused and thinking about that and worried about like, yeah, my string pattern is gonna screw me up or something. I just want to play. So then there's something freeing about being only caring about that part, that one part that you truly enjoy regarding tennis. And for you, editing, like you truly enjoy like just the editing. Well, it seems like you enjoy that editing processing, and you enjoy editing what you want to make, right? And so there's something freeing about not having to think about reverse engineering, whatever you need to in order to become successful. Like there's something freeing, because having that in the back of your head, like having to think about really think about what you have to make in order to be successful, and in that type of way, at least, for something that I think for you is a hobby, right? Basically a hobby is like focusing on what you care about and then not focusing on the things that you could care less about. Definitely like just is freeing. Like I said, like it gives you that type of happiness that you might not have if you start thinking about the things that you don't care about. If you started thinking about like reverse engineering that algorithm, that stuff, for you, I think it would take away a lot of that happiness, and I think it starts becoming for you, for that part, it becomes more of a job. For me, if I was to start like focusing on that stuff, maybe like I might get a little bit better in the game, but then like having to spend so much energy not so much energy, but like any energy regarding that just kind of makes me like not too happy, because like I don't know, I just don't care. I want to play, and I feel like I could probably play with any racket and I'd probably be fine, because I they're kind of the same thing, kind of not, but it's like if I can play with any racket the same way and still be really successful and have fun with it, I think I'm doing fine. That's fine. So I just think that's interesting, being able to truly like let go of what you don't care about and having to just like put all of your attention into what you like actually love regarding certain hobbies, certain projects, certain things. It's fun that way, I think. And you never know, it's like people seeing that you're like having that full focus on what you actually care about and what you actually love might actually be the thing that boosts whatever that hobby is anyway. So I don't know, it's more fulfilling in my opinion, living or at least having interacting with hobbies that way, at least. So I don't know, I just think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I mean, your life right now is just working tennis?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, I guess other than that, I would read some mangas and stuff. Then I don't know, it's just like some random hobby to pass time.
Well, what kind of mangas? Like of anime? Like, well, I guess it is anime. Right?
I guess.
But like, what animes then, or what manga? Anime?
I mean, I guess probably.
Attack on Titan.
I don't know. I kind of want to start that. That's hella gory though. Like I'm kind of okay.
Really?
I'm kind of okay with that, but I think
Spy Family.
I want to get into that, and I've definitely heard lots of good things about that. It's for me. I'm just like going through like all of the things that I've been, kind of keeping up with. Like the one time I got reincarnated into slime. Like some of those other ones, like isekais. I don't know those types of things. I've just kind of read whatever. If it's interesting enough, I'll probably just read it. It's like, oh, okay, I want to keep reading it, or if not, it's okay. I'll never look at it again. It's whatever. I kind of live really impulsively and randomly. It's kind of weird, to be honest, but it's okay, I think. Yeah. But I'm never impulsive with buying. It's weird, like, I'm so fucking frugal. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because I know you've asked me, like, or no, we had that conversation, go buy something. Say, no, I don't need to, dude, I'm okay. It's weird for me, because, like, I was told you shouldn't be getting a job, you shouldn't be working a job if you have like no goal with that money, right? It's like that makes sense, huh?
Or I said what? Oh, yeah.
yeah. But it's like if you have no reason to be working, like why would you? I guess. So I don't know. I think that applies true for like many things as well. Like really, if there is no reason, then why do it, right? But it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm starting to ask myself that too. It's like, why am I working if I'm not actually gonna use the money? It's like, I don't know. But I guess I'm just saving it at this point.
Do you have a 401k?
I don't.
They don't have 401k in your company?
I think they do, but
okay.
I don't know.
Okay. If anything, if you don't want to use your money now, you can just invest it. Like put it in.
I don't know if I'm staying there though.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't know if I'm gonna stay there.
Oh well,
That's
you can make your own account. You can set up a Roth IRA like on your own. It doesn't have to be with your job, but because I know a guy in my one of my coworkers, he like most of his paycheck is actually he just invests it into his like Roth IRA, and he has some like leftover money after that. But you can do the same thing. Like if you're not doing with it, and just okay, then I'll spend it when I'm 65.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Well, no, it's not for. Okay, I think I guess I do technically have a goal, which kind of like undermines the thing that I was saying. I guess the goal that I have is like eventually buy a house, right, and start a family or whatever. Right. I don't know if I'll be able to like. Well, okay, so it's like I'm not paying rent either, so then like technically a lot of what I make just goes into a random bank account that is connected to my parents, so they do see everything, which is fine. And I am paying some of their bills too now, which is fine too, because I don't use the money. It's whatever. But it's like, yeah, it's like I don't know. So like a lot of it's just getting saved, and I guess eventually we'll throw that into like buying a house, or if I can, or we'll see. So I don't know. But it's like I don't know. It's weird because since I'm not using that money like now, it's kind of hard to like keep working for it because you're not actually getting too much out of it, it seems. But then being able to hold on and have patience, like I think is something I'm probably just gonna have to learn while working this job and like hopefully new jobs as well. So I don't know, it's just part of it. Like you're being patient. Well no, I guess business owners have to be patient with their stuff when they're first starting out. I think just that for me, I'm just gonna have to be patient as well. We'll see.
That'll be cool though. That'll be kind of cool. Like the first thing you spend a lot of money on is a house. Like the first thing you buy is a house.
Yeah, it's like
you know, because I'm buying like, you know, like gym equipment and stuff, like shoes, but like that's like pretty cool. Like,
well, I mean, I guess
some people would buy a car, right? But then you're just like, oh, the first thing I spend money on, I bought a whole house, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess technically the first thing I bought using my own money is food, but I don't know if you could really count that, to be honest. But it's like, yeah, I guess that'd be interesting. But like $38,000 a year, I'd have to work 3 years to be able to get a house, dude. It's gonna take a fucking while, dude.
Wait, so you make you also make around 38?
Well, yeah, I think.
Oh wait, you also make 18 an hour. 18
recently, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 37,440.
Something like that, yeah. But it's like it's gonna take
a
while.
Exactly.
And then I mean, not all of it.
Not
all of it is going to me. Like I am paying like
taxes,
paying back. Yeah, taxes, and then
Uncle
I'm
Sam.
also paying like some of my. I think I'm paying my parents' internet bill now, or the house internet bill. which is fine because I mean I do owe them a lot. I owe them way more than I guess that's what any child owes their parents, but I don't know if parents will hold that to them. But yeah, I do owe them. And actually, the first thing that I did want to use my money on was to like pay off my parents' house, to be honest. But I have no idea how much they owe and how much if they still owe. because I know they have talked about it before, like, oh yeah, we still like owe some stuff on the house. I know they're paying their bills and stuff. I'm like, do they still owe? Do they pay it all? Like, I don't actually know anything about it. So then I might like save this amount and say, okay, I'm gonna pay off your house, and there's, hey, no, it's more now. It's like, fuck. There goes the surprise, I guess. So it's like, I don't know. It's like,
wait, it's a condo. Or you live in a condo? Right?
I'm not sure. I think so.
It's a condo, right?
I think that's a condo, I guess. Yeah. It's weird. Like, what's the difference? Well, okay, I know the difference between a condo and an apartment. But then what's the difference between a condo and a house? Or does a house generally mean somewhere to live? So then an apartment could be a house. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right.
Housing.
I mean, I guess
it's
that
housing.
is housing. But then is a house different from a condo? And then is a... Wait... I don't know. okay. What do you count this as? This is a
house.
This is a house.
Yeah.
So then my place is a condo, though.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, like a lot of it's kind of just like what it looks like, but I think, do you live? It's kind of like a community, right? Is it owned by like? Is there like a
there
community
is a neighborhood community. I don't know if it's. Okay, so there's like a neighborhood community that maintains the pool. The public pool for that community, I guess. But then I don't know how much hold that neighborhood has over any of the houses. Or the neighborhood community, at least. I don't know. I don't.
Right, we need to brush up on our housing knowledge, real estate knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, this is already. I don't think I'm gonna be buying a house anytime soon. So, but you never know. I guess it would be nice to know that stuff. But
right, a house in California is like close to $1 million, or like at least $500K, right?
Yeah.
But a house in...
Well, a good house.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, technically you can get, like... I'm sure... Can you? I don't even know.
I think even $500K is kind of like a not that great house. At least in this area.
Yeah, in this area. There are other places in California that I'm sure it is a lot cheaper. But then it's like... You're in the middle of nowhere. It's like, well, I have to drive like 30 minutes to get anywhere I want to. So it's like... Yeah. But I guess that might be doable. Because I have... Well, actually, no... She's a pharmacist though, so she's making bank. Never mind. But so okay, I have cousins that live in Visalia, and they live practically in the middle of nowhere. And they're like, oh, I guess their drive isn't too bad, but it's like they're like far away from a lot of things. But their house is massive. They have like 2 stories, and then I think I don't know how to describe. They have a huge backyard, and then like 2 stories, like I said, and the floor is like the first floor is like 5 rooms, so like a living room, a kitchen, and then 3 other rooms on the first floor, and then on the top floor there's just another huge space, and then like 4 other rooms, 2 bathrooms. It's a huge house, and I don't know, from what I've heard, it's about the same price as my family's house. Really? Even though it's like twice as big, but it's because our location is actually pretty good, and then their location is not that good, but it's huge. So I don't know. It's like
we're like close to the beach, kind of.
We're close to a lot of things. Like where we live is
LA is
nice.
Right there. Irvine's right there.
Yeah, it's like only a 30-minute drive for like most things that we would ever want. Yeah. It's pretty good. But then in Visalia, like you need to drive like an hour or 2 hours. I think the closest hospital to them is like an hour or 2. For us, it's like 30 minutes maybe. So. I don't,
an hour to the nearest hospital?
I think so. And
dude, yeah.
Or it might be because she gave birth, right? So she had to get a C-section. I don't know if they had any minor hospitals that could do that stuff. So they had to go to like a whole city. They had to go a whole new city just to do that. So like I can't imagine like if something bad happens.
Also like major.
Gosh. Yeah. Like
a major hospital.
They had to go to Fresno because Visalia is pretty close. But then that's still like an hour drive. Wow. So it's like
she's in labor, just in the car for an hour.
Yeah, I mean. Oh yeah, actually yeah. I guess that is how that worked. It's like oh shit. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like.
Damn, we're just gonna read a book while in labor, you know? Like, for the car ride, hour-long car ride.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh fucking hell. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Like where we live is like really nice, and I think we really should be grateful for that. But it's like
beautiful Buena Park.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I mean, I think like we're just far enough that we can drive to the beach at a comfortable rate, and then we're just far enough that if a tsunami comes, we'll probably be a little okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Tsunami.
So if a tsunami comes, we're probably chilling. But anywhere closer, maybe not. But you never know. Have you heard? Well, actually, I mean, I guess they've been talking about how the earthquake's gonna split up California for a long time, right? Do you actually think it's gonna happen? I think there's been like news about that shit. Like, well, I mean, I guess 2012 that movie was something regarding Los Angeles. Well, right, like that, like a huge natural disaster happening in California and stuff like that. I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but I mean,
it might, but we don't really care regardless. Even if it,
I mean,
even if it will, like we're just gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep making videos, man.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably be playing tennis on the different parts of the California. We're gonna have a whole court on this side and a whole court on that side, and then we're gonna be hitting all over. I guess it won't matter.
The net, the freaking crap will be the net.
Yeah, right. If it goes through, it's like, yeah, fuck, we have to get a new one now. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think we're fairly.
Well, we survived the whole pandemic. You know, killer bees were a thing at some point too. Like, I don't even know.
I don't think that was in California though.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. Ebola. I don't know. If we could survive, we could survive all that, man.
I mean,
Joe Biden's our president.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's
kind of like global warming. Like we should be tripping about global warming, but we're not. We're just going along with society like nothing happened. You know?
Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, you are right about that. There's a lot of things that we probably should be worried about, but we're like, nah, we'll have the next generation deal with it. Don't worry. I mean, at least if that's not our thinking, that was definitely the previous generation's thinking. So I was like, no offense, but yeah. Fun stuff, right?
If we said that, it's like, you are the next generation. Like, oh.
Shit. Well, I guess transitive property is the next generation now. It's like, oh, whatever that means. I don't know.
Like Gen Z, we're Gen Z, and then Gen X, I think, is the next one. I don't know.
Are they actually called Gen X?
Or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. Just whatever, the next one.
Do you keep up with, like, any of the... Well, I guess, I don't know if I could call it the kids lingo. We're not that old, but, like, that term Rizz, or whatever that means.
Oh, what do you mean by keep up? Or, like...
Like, do you actually, like, understand that
Yeah.
shit? I don't, though. Like, I don't try at all to keep up with it. Like, is it just, like, the new, like, bling? Is that what that means?
Game. You ever heard? Like, oh, that guy's got game, you know?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
But so Rizz is like that? That
like
guy's
spin
got
game.
Rizz?
Yeah, that guy's got, like, he spin game, or like, oh, you know, he's got Rizz. Like, yeah, it's just terms, bro. It's just slang.
But why? I could understand game. I can't understand Rizz.
Yeah, it's just new, bro. It's just, I don't know. Like anything, man. It's like what's lit? That was like, yeah, like I use that, like.
I mean, I could kind of get that one, yeah.
Like,
too.
oh, this is lit, bro. Like,
but then I don't know where Rizz comes from. Like, where, like, there's at least some understanding as to, like, that's lit. Like, that's like pretty on fire. That's cool. That's like the next hottest thing, right? But then Rizz. What is that related to? At least, come on. There's at least some basis as to why it's related, but I guess maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where it came from either. It's just everyone just started using it, like, oh, and now you kind of just understand it, like, oh,
okay.
Hey, like, I don't know.
No, I guess
do
I'm
we
just
have Rizz?
I don't know, dude. Like,
we're both single, so I guess
it's
clearly not.
I guess it's the same thing with drip. I mean, I understand drip to be like fancy clothes or whatever. Like you got like you got the new trends on you, but then I don't know, where does that word come from anyway? It's like, why drip? It's like, why? Yeah. Because actually, I guess you could ask the same thing about bling. So where did that come from? But I guess the bling was associated to actual, like, jewelry, right? I don't know. Such weird stuff, dude. Okay, what do you think is the next term they're gonna come up with? Because it's not gonna be, like, related to anything we know. Because why is Rizz related to anything we know? But then let's see. I'm gonna think of a term.
Really? You have to come up with a random string of letters, bro.
Yeah, right. But that's to sound kind of cool, I guess. But
oh, that's really
let's see. Rizz, it can't be any more than like four like letters, because any more than that, and then we just forget. We don't think about it anymore. Yeah, because we just like let's see. Dude, that's really. Yeah, because people say that's capping too. Like,
Oh yeah,
it
that's
has
cap,
to be
bro. That's
really
cap.
short, and it has to be like
Yeah, it has to. It's
something like memorable. I guess I don't know. It's such a weird soundbite thing, to be honest. But that
maybe we'll start the next trendy word,
the
dude.
next trendy
Starts in
word.
this podcast right here.
Let's see.
So okay, it has to be like one syllable.
Yeah, one syllable.
Few
Kind
letters.
of catchy. Very,
Yeah.
few letters, and then we got to decide what it means too.
Right.
Let's see.
So Rizz is just kind of random, but like lit is like okay,
Yeah,
like
I
lighting a
kinda
light
see- Yeah, I
bulb,
can see lit. Yeah.
and then that's cap.
I kind
You're
of don't know where cap
cap?
comes from. I'm like,
Capping.
Huh?
Maybe you're like capping. You're wearing a cap and
that's
a
cool.
different
I guess.
hat, maybe, and you're lying because you're wearing a different hat. I don't know.
Yeah,
You really gotta think deep, man. It's either super deep or super random. You know?
Yeah, because Rizz is definitely really
Yeah.
random. What the fuck?
Like, oh yeah, man, that's so. I don't know. Any like Filipino, like that's so pancet, man. Like, I don't know.
That's so adobo. Heck yeah!
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what the hell? So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This just a vowel. Pick a consonant. Pick a consonant. W.
W, sure.
That itself is a freaking term. W is also a trendy
That's
word.
a W, yeah.
W is a term.
I think it's kind of fallen off, probably, but yeah, it was a term at one point.
Literally, one letter is also. It doesn't even have to be a word. It's a letter. W is its
That's
own
whipping.
trendy.
That's whipping.
That's whipping?
I don't know about that. I was thinking WIP and then.
Oh yeah, I mean that works.
Whipping.
That's
I don't
whipping.
know, dude. That kind of sounds wrong too, actually.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing a skit of like how I think RDC World 1. It was like, oh, how hood people come up with random slang, and like there was actually a whole skit on that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Do you remember at
I
all?
I forgot what they were saying, but we can watch that after this. But
I'm kind of interested. I wonder, like, if they actually found some method to it, because, like, what is the method, dude? I have no idea what madness they're coming from, but.
dang, pick a consonant, W or Z. Pick a vowel.
I think Z would be okay.
Pick a vowel.
Zappin.
Zappin?
Zoppin.
Zoppin.
Yeah, Zoppin, boy.
There you go.
Zoppin.
Zoppin. That sounds like a different language or like an accent or something. Like
Yo,
zoppin.
he's got Zop. I don't know
Yeah,
about that. He's Zoppin, though.
You stop zopping me, man. You're being a zop right now, bro.
Wait, stop it.
Zop. Maybe I'll. Yeah, maybe I'll edit that in. Zop.
Zop.
That's the official term. Maybe we'll meme it in the comments, even though no one comments. But we'll
Comment on the podcast.
zop.
Please.
Maybe I'll pin a comment where like, hey, stop. Hey guys, make sure you zop the video or something. I don't know. Zop. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then is it just literally any action?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you interpret what we mean, okay?
Right.
Zop.
Zoppin. Zop.
Zoppin.
It's kind of like saying zap, but like with a Middle Eastern accent or something. Zop.
Zop. Zop.
Zop. Yeah.
Zop.
Well, I guess that's this we can conclude the podcast in that sense then.
Yeah, I might know that too.
So like 53 minutes. So I'm not sure if I will do like whole first episode, whole second episode, or first episode, but then like a break in between.
And then edit them together. Okay.
Yeah, because I know Nigahiga in his Off the Pill podcast, he calls it a shishi break. So in the middle of the podcast, he has a shishi break where there's the first part and then shishi break and the second part. So maybe I can do that too. Even though, so I guess that's already trademarked. Not really, but that's already trademarked. I don't want to copy shishi break, but maybe just like storage break, because I don't want to. Because if I make it go too long, like big storage files are kind of like a pain in the ass to work with.
Yeah,
So that's kind of why I do like try not to record all at once. I'm sure some or most podcasts do record all at once, and they have like high tech things they can move
that can
around.
handle editing.
Yeah,
right? That shit. I don't know if your computer can handle that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that concludes, whether it's the first or second episode, that concludes that podcast with James Lucero as a guest.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how often these episodes will come out, because I have my random clip series and I'm like 40 episodes in, so maybe it'll be like that, where like the random clips episodes come out like every like every season basically, like oh fall random clips or oh winter random clips. So it might be the same thing here. Maybe it would just be like one comes and then randomly 5 months later another one comes and then
Yeah.
so, or it might be like maybe monthly. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I do have a lot of editing back. I do have a lot of things to do, so it'll be longer than sooner, I guess. So, yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
So that's the first podcast. I guess I'm not sure if it'll be a 1-to-1 format like every time, or maybe I'll bring back guests. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see you in the next episode, I guess.
Yes. Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah,
listening. Right. Shit.
Right, and we'll use the slang. So keep on zopping,
Keep
guys.
on zopping. Yes.
Yeah. Make sure you zop the video.